What's up guys, Typical Chris here. Today we are going to be doing another knife review. This is for another Victorinox. Now I'm figuring you guys really like my knife reviews, so maybe I'd share this one with you because I got this one and I feel like I'm gonna like this knife because this is currently my multi-tool that I carry with me. Now it's a Victorinox Huntsman. It's a very good knife. I love it, and it's a very good knife. But one thing I would love for this knife is a locking blade, and that is what we have here. Now of course this does not come with your scissors and I guess your, what is that, the little parcel carrier or whatever. Yeah, this is actually the Victorinox Rangergrip 79. Now let's get it out of the box here so you guys can actually see it. Here it is, beautiful knife. Here we have the Swiss cross here. But it comes with that, obviously, and then your little manual here. Okay, so the Rangergrip 79, what does it come with? And like, is it good or not? Basically, just straight up, comes with your blade here. Now, you guys, as you guys can tell, it is a one-hand opener. Like this. It's takes a little while to get it out, but you'll be able to get it out one-handed. But there it is. Now it does lock, and a lot of people may be asking, well, how do you like put it back in? Because I know a lot of you guys that are new to this knife may be wondering how this thing works. Now some of you guys may be asking, oh well, maybe you press this down and you let go of the blade. But no, the trick is actually in this little hidden thing right here, where you press the logo, you press it all the way down, and then you close your blade. Now it stops once, just in case you have your fingers up in this little thing, which they call the danger zone, and then you just close it. But yeah, overall, like, I like how this looks, and I like the grips. They're really, like, you could really feel the grip on there. Let's see what punch this thing carries. Okay, so here I have a scrap piece of paper. It's actually just a little sketch like piece of paper I didn't use. But here's your blade, and then you guys can just tell how sharp it is. Yep, extremely sharp, very sharp. Now one thing to consider is that this knife is not sharpened all the way back here. It actually has a little lip here, right here, that holds the blade in place when you lock it back in, or when you like want to put it away. But yeah, you guys can just see how sharp it is. I mean, this thing definitely packs a punch. It definitely does. And now let's get our little piece of redwood so you guys can see, like, maybe you're carving something. Okay, let's focus in on that more. Maybe you're carving something and then you kind of just want to get that little, there's that. Very sharp knife. But yeah, there's a blade for you guys. It's a locking blade. Let's see if it wiggles. Does not wiggle. Very good blade. Very good blade. Let's move on to the next tool. Next tool that this knife has to offer is actually a wood saw. Now it's way bigger, well, not way bigger, but like bigger than your standard classic Victorinox one you get here. Here's the one on the Huntsman, and there's the one on the Rangergrip. Slightly larger, but you know, that's good. Now we have our little piece of redwood here. Let's see if I could get this in frame. But we start it, and you kind of just let the saw do the work. You do not press on it, nothing like that. I know some people that are new to using saws, they kind of just really press down on it and then just like try to saw that way, but no. If you're new to saws, just kind of let the thing do its job, you know? kind of just lightly working like that. Same with like a pencil. Same way you write, just lightly. You don't want to press hard on the paper. Same thing with this. You do not want to press hard on the saw. Just kind of want to let it do its job, you know? Now it does stop a little bit because, yet again, I'm not using a clamp. This is just my hand. I'm not using any clamps or anything like that, but I'm sure if you had a clamp, you could cut through this very easily, but I don't have a clamp, so. But yeah, my piece of wood broke because I guess it's already rotted. But you guys can tell how good that is. We got halfway through there, just bare hand. It's a very good saw, as you guys can see there. Definitely doesn't disappoint. But one thing you do have to know is that you may be wondering, oh, well, it actually like locks too, you know, because the blade locks. No, it does not. This, you know, it's the same deal with the Victorinox thing. You kind of just push it down, and then you just put it away. But yet again, it's not going anywhere if you're, you know, letting the saw do its job. It's not going to go anywhere. And plus, it's a bigger saw, so I definitely recommend this saw blade. So yeah, if you guys have the Huntsman and you're thinking maybe I want something a little bigger, something a little that packs more punch, this is the way to go. On to the next tool. So our next little gadget here is gonna be a flathead screwdriver. You get it with a flathead screwdriver, a bottle opener, and a wire stripper. Now this, if you take a look at it, it is flimsy that way, right? You may be saying, oh, that's not gonna work. Well, this has a little trick to it. When you're, you know, I guess when you're like turning a screw or something, you're gonna wanna press down on it. And then, here, let's get a closer look at that. If you press down on it, you guys can see that if you pay attention here, it goes down. And you may be saying, well, it's broken. No, it's not. It's actually a little locking mechanism, which is pretty clever, actually. Because, you know, I mean, that's not really going to do much. But you have to press down on it for it to lock. And then you can actually, you know, turn screws that way. And yet again, we get a little bottle opener, so maybe you want to pop open bottles.
I'll be popping bottles, sparkles and champagne,
like a beer or a Coca-Cola maybe. Pop that open. A little wire stripper, maybe if you're trying to strip some wire. But there's that. A very cool tool. I think it's pretty clever that they added the little locking mechanism. That way that thing does not snap back on you. But yeah, this is a very good little gadget here. On to the next one. Next up, let's get in here. We got the can opener, which you kind of put on the lip of the little like can or whatever you're trying to pry open. Just kind of like go around the edge of it. I don't have a can on me right now, so I can't show you guys that. But you guys get the idea. That's gonna pierce through something very quickly. That looks razor sharp. Then at the end here, we have another screwdriver. So if you're trying to do like more of a smaller type of task, like with a little screw, you have a smaller screwdriver here. Now, this knife, instead of the little wine cork, you can get a Phillips head in there. But, you know, I decided, I'm not gonna get that because, you know, you have a screwdriver here. Then you have a screwdriver on this one. What's the point of having one here, right? So might as well just have the wine cork there. Maybe if I wanted to put a little like accessory kit here, like maybe a fire starter or like even a Phillips head. You could also add a little accessory here for Phillips head or whatever you're trying to use. I'll put a link in the description to all those gadgets. But there's that, your little tin can opener. So this is a little larger than your standard Victorinox, like classic one, right here. You can definitely see the size difference. This one's just a slightly bit longer and I think a bit more like wider. But you know, you can still put a little accessory kit in there if you wanted to. There's your wine cork for you guys. And yeah, this can be used for many things too. Like, obviously, one being the opening bottles.
I be popping bottles, sparkles and champagne.
Wine bottles. And you can untie knots with it and put accessories in it. So I think that's pretty cool. Now you may be wondering, does it have a hole so I can put a little like pin in it? Because most Victorinox knives have that. No, it does not. So just to keep that in mind, it does not have a little pinhole inside of it. But there's that, the wine cork. Moving on over here, we have the reamer. Now this can be used for leather or whatever you're trying to pierce through, as long as it's not too hard and damaging the little blade here. But as you guys can see, I already used it. I try to, I try to film a different shot, but it failed. But this can be used for wood or leather. As you guys can see, I started the little hole here. But let's start another one just so you guys can see. Now we're gonna start here on the little flat surface. But you kind of just, turn it. And it's a very, very sharp reamer. Or what do you guys call it? An awl or a reamer? I don't know. I kind of call it a reamer. I don't really give a shit. But you guys get the idea. It's a very sharp reamer, and you can get most tasks done with it, like to drill holes. Maybe you're trying to drill through a piece of wood, but you kind of just keep going with it, and you could probably get through this piece of wood. Or maybe you're trying to sew two pieces of leather together. That's why it has a little hole here, so you could put your thread through it. But overall, I think it's a very cool little tool. But you might be saying, oh, well, maybe that's all. Nope. You get your classic little Victorinox tweezers here and your toothpick. And you can maybe use this for like taking out splinters or something. There's that. Let's put this back in. Obviously, I'm not very good at doing so. But there's a toothpick too. A lot of people don't have a use for this, so they tend to just replace it. You can replace this with a fire starter as well, or a fire steel. Now I'll put a link in the description to that as well. And yeah, I mean, overall, it's a very great knife. I think it's a very great knife, and I think I will enjoy it when I'm out hiking, maybe like camping. I mean, I don't really go camping, but sometimes I go to the river a lot, and I need a knife with me to like maybe carve some wood, or maybe like do some bush crafting practice. And the last part right here, you get a little key ring. Obviously, you don't want to have these on your keys. This is just to like put a lanyard maybe on, and I do have it for that. I already made one. See how it looks on it. So here's my lanyard I made for it. I basically just took some paracord and put a redwood bead. Maybe I could use it for a fire tinder. I put a bullet here, a piece of redwood here too, and a little coyote fang. So there's my little creative skill. But while doing so, I kind of just, I pierced my finger because I was trying to, open this key ring. Now it's a very tight key ring, which is good. So you actually need that because it proves that it's nifty. But just be careful while putting on a lanyard. Don't be me. Don't be me. But yeah, overall, guys, I feel like if you guys have the Victorinox Huntsman, I feel like this knife is a very good tool. Maybe if you want to have like the bigger version of it, here it is. Obviously, it does not have the scissors or the little the parcel hook. But I think it's a very good knife if you guys want to be out there, doing more aggressive type of things, like heavier tasks. This is the way to go, and I feel like I am gonna enjoy this knife very much. But there's my knife. Oh, I forgot to mention to you guys the price of this knife. Now, the price to this knife, I got it actually for cheaper, but that's currently unavailable on Amazon. I got this for 60 bucks, but I mean, the cheapest one on Amazon currently is like 82 bucks. So, I mean, if you want to get this knife, well, I'll put a link in the description for that. I'll try and see if I can find a cheaper one. If I can find a cheaper one, I'll link that one. But summarizing this knife, yet again, it's very good. I feel like I'm gonna like it, and I'm sure you guys will too. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please make sure to leave a fat thumbs up. Peace out.